Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruchak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation and much love to you Akim out there pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. Alright, this is the brother Ash coming back at you with another video on the microchip RFID. Alright, RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast according to biblical prophecy. Okay, which you should already by now know the scriptures. All right, Revelation 13, of course. I'll read it anyway. It says Revelation 13 and 16. I get straight to the point. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right, so the main place this microchip is going to be implanted, as you'll see in the video, is the hand. All right, and in the forehead, because that's where the most heat is generated, and the I think it's called the BTUs. Okay, that's where the most heat is generated. That's why when they check your temperature, they'll check what, they'll touch your head, you know, see if you have running a fever. But nonetheless, you know, that microchip is going to be powered by the energy emitting from your body. All right, the heat. I did a previous video on that, on the mark of the beast, about a week or two ago. Going into that was one of the things I went into during the video of how it was going to be powered or whatnot. But nonetheless, one of the main things they're going to be using this technology for is for buying and selling. Okay, making transactions. So without further ado, this is on the PBS.org. It's a video. Microchipping humans wields great promise, but does it pose greater risk? And you know, this is the transcript of the video, so it's not like, it's not comments or anything. It's not the article is the video itself. PBS.org. Let's see. Let me run it back. Okay, let's see. It's locked. Here we go. Let's see.
Right. Join Henry Louis Gates.
Open your eyes.
In a new season.
They have names.
They have names. Of Finding Your Roots.
History is bloody.
What a crazy intersection of random things that have to happen to exist.
All right, so while this loads up, you know, just keep in mind the main thing is going to be for buying and selling, but obviously it's for more than, you know, just buying and selling. That's what they're going to push at the forefront of it, of course. Okay, but there's more to it. Esau wants to control you. He wants to be like the Most High, as 2 Thessalonians says. All right, he sets himself up as the Most High. Okay, because he wants to be God, man. He wants to play the role of God. He wants to know where you at, what you doing at all times. All right, so let's let this play.
Intense debate is underway over the benefits and drawbacks of human microchips, already used to identify ranch animals and pets. But the practice of implanting chips in people is also on the rise. Those who embrace the idea say they see it as a way to take back control of their personal data. But others are worried about how that data could be used. Special correspondent Malcolm Brabant reports from southern England.
You see where they're showing it? In the hand, you know.
It's part of our Breakthrough series on the leading edge of science, technology, and medicine.
And beginning with our elder apostles, we've been talking about this for decades now. And look what's coming to pass.
I don't want to live a normal life. I want to live an exceptional life. And I want to try things and do things that perhaps others in my situation have never done.
Meet Alex Lewis, interior designer, businessman, adventurer, and motivational speaker.
We were just an ordinary family. Me, Lucy, and our son Sam.
Then, just over 2 years ago, I caught a common cold.
It was to change the course of my life overnight.
I'm in this condition thanks to an incredibly rare case of strep A, and it led to toxic shock syndrome, septicemia, and subsequently sepsis. I lost all 4 limbs within about 6 or 7 months.
Alex is a pathfinder for those with serious medical conditions. In the remains of each arm, a microchip has been implanted. One is to hold medical information, the other for a chore the able-bodied take for...
See, so that's another avenue that they're going to push through this chip, the convenience of the medical side of things, all right? And the convenience for people disabilities. Okay, that's when they're gonna start microchipping people in the heads or in the brains. All right, for people with Alzheimer's. Okay, all these. You can walk again. But this guy's just finished. He got 2 chips, so he gonna just sit on that wheelchair till the missiles drop. All right.
Granted.
For me, as a prosthetic user, one of the most fiddly things is keys. Keys are a nightmare for us. And the microchip, when looking into it, we realised quite quickly that it could save a lot of time. So for me, it was going to be beneficial for that. I could lose 15 minutes trying to get in my front door. I could lose 10 minutes trying to get out of my back.
Esau can take the chip all he wants because he gonna receive this death and destruction. You everyday Edomites, go ahead and take the chip. You have nothing to lose. All right.
And now all that's been saved.
These microchips use a system called near-field communication. It's
near-field communication, NFC is what they call it in Europe. It's the same thing as the RFID. All right, radio frequency identification. It's the same technology, just named differently, acronym over there in Europe.
exactly the same sort of technology used in contactless debit and credit cards.
There you go. It's the same technology used in debit and credit cards. And what do you use those cards for? For buying and selling. All right. Plain and simple. It's right there in front of your eyes. All right. But what? Some it's not for everybody. The Lord gave people up to a strong delusion. All right. So they don't believe that the mark of the beast is the RFID chip. So ultimately they're gonna take it.
Like the bank cards, the chip's information can be scanned, but it cannot transmit. Once banking security has been configured, developers believe consumers will soon be free to spend with the implant. A British railway ticket, but it's...
You hear that? They say ultimately you're going to be able to spend with the implant. All right, let's go back to Revelation 13 and 17. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. What is the mark? This chip that they're talking about. All right.
But it's much different in Sweden, a country supposedly leading the microchip revolution. On Sweden's high-speed rail lines for the past 18 months, implanted passengers their travel payment on the chip.
I think it's really good with a chip ticket. I love all companies that use the chip technology.
But the rail company is stopping the experiment. The number of implanted passengers is relatively small, and it wants to pursue other forms of ticketing. This is not a setback, insists Sweden's microchip pioneer Johan Österlund, a former body piercer seen here giving a TED talk.
We can do easier travel. We can do faster and safer payment. We can do something as mundane as opening a door. I mean, the opportunities are endless.
Unfortunately, these innovators often don't think about the political ramifications.
Gus Hussain is the executive director of Privacy International.
So you still got naysayers and people that are skeptical about this technology, but ultimately they're going to get on board if they want to be part of the society, okay? Because ultimately, if you don't have this chip in the near future, you're not going to be able to be part of society and be part of the, be on the grid. You're not going to be able to work, okay? This is the way the earth is headed, okay? The way of digital currency, and that digital currency is going to be used by the means of that RFID chip. All right, the world central banks are already in talks about getting rid of cash. They're moving towards the digital currencies. Okay, it's known. They've said it themselves. Okay, did a video on that a while back as well.
A non-profit that challenges overreaching state and corporate surveillance.
In today's world particularly, we have to imagine how governments and how ambitious politicians and even ambitious corporate executives will try to imagine putting this type of technology into you so that they can exploit your data. And
that's exactly what Esau wants to do. He wants to be in control. He wants to be in the full power seat, all right? All right, let's get that real quick. It's in... Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians. All right, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4. who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. See, so he wants to be as the Most High. He wants to be worshipped, because ultimately, if you receive this microchip, you're pledging allegiance unto Esau. You're saying that he's your guy. All right, that's why it says, verse 15, Revelation 13:15, and he had power. That he is talking about the beast. All right, the Esau system. All right, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. That the image of the beast, where's that? The image of the beast should both speak, and the image of the beast is Esau's doctrines. All right, his philosophies, his way of living. That should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. All right, so if you ultimately, if you do worship the beast, you're gonna take his mark. All right. So let's go back to that video.
And ultimately exploit you.
I'm going to ask you to keep your hand just nice and relaxed like it is.
IT student Kieran being chipped by Dr. Jeff Watson, a consultant anaesthetist who's driving research into the medical benefits.
The microchip's actually inside here, and there's a sort of introducer piece of plastic that will push it out once it's in. Okay, so this is the implant coming now. You'll feel a bit of pressure. And a bit of a clunk. So you're now a cyborg. Welcome. Not too painful?
No, that's fine.
Kieran has a near-field communication microchip.
He said, now you're a cyborg. What he should have said is, now you can sit back and wait for the missiles. All right. Revelation 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image. See, so it's about worshiping Esau. All right. You pretty much are declaring Esau to be your God. That's why Esau's trying to push this, all right, so he can be in the power seat so he can set himself up as the Most High. All right, if any man worship the beast in his image, so if you worshiping the ways of this so-called white man, the philosophies, the democracy, all that nonsense, and his social structures, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. All right, so ultimately you're going to eat them nuclear missiles, man. You're going to be tormented with that fire and brimstone, which is going to be via the nuclear missiles, all right, ICBMs.
Chip in his hand, and that can be used to store data, store information, his name, address, contact details, anything he chooses to put on there, blood type, allergies, basic medical information.
The idea of everything being able to commute together excites me quite a lot. So, automatic payments and that sort of thing without you having to actually do anything.
The idea of this chip is that it's not transmitting anything. It has to be actively read. You choose who can read it and when they can read it. I think that gives us a lot more personal control over our information.
Because when ultimately they make this thing mandatory, all right, when they presenting you with you either take it or you might get put to death or thrown in a concentration camp. All right, it's gonna be very on a whole nother level, that chip. Okay, when they actually start making making them mandatory implementations, all right, them chips are gonna be much better than when you able to buy online right now. All right,
and your mobile phone is giving away.
But Privacy International's Gus Hussein is yet to be convinced.
Already governments are keen to capture your fingerprints. They are keen to capture your iris scans, and they want to be able to do this at a distance so they can identify as you walk through areas. They're doing facial recognition. These are all fallible technologies. They're hard to do well, but the idea...
And really, they can already do that through your phone, all right, because your phone it has NFC technology. All right, and where do you think they're getting all this information from? They're getting it straight from your phone. So by default, your phone is a reader, RFID reader, scanner, whatever you want to call it. So if you have a phone and you have that chip, then it's gonna be powered at all times, man, because it's gonna be right in. It's either gonna be having your phone in your hand or in your pocket. All right. So all that about, it's not power, it's not going to be power, that's all malarkey, man. Try to make you feel comfortable that they're not going to be stealing your information or whatever.
They could actually just embed you. It is the modern form of tattooing barcodes on people. And we've seen governments do that in the past. This is just the next generation.
Stephen Northern, the co-owner of the British implant company, believes those fears are exaggerated.
So I've been compared to Hitler before for microchipping people. It's been commented, but I mean, I can't really see the connection personally. I can understand people have very strong views. There's big ethical arguments around microchipping people, but currently it's by choice. No one is enforcing you have to be microchipped.
He said currently it's by choice, so he knows what's up. He knows what's coming. He knows what's going on, man. It's by choice right now. But it's gonna become a time where they're gonna deceive all them that dwell on the earth. Okay, right? And then it said verse 16, he causeth. All right, so they're gonna try to force this upon you, man. But what if the Lord is with you? He's gonna get you through the hour of temptation. You keep the faith.
Microchipped. If that happens, completely different ball game and lots more arguments to be had around it.
Eddie Curry favours using chips to read at his weekly newspaper on England's southern coast. He fears the publication is at risk in the changing global media market and wants to attract new income by turning the company into a hub for digital innovators.
I'm well aware that this technology could be used for all sorts of sinister things, but for us here, we're in ethical.
That's exactly what's going to be used for, sinister things. All right, it's because that's a you take that chip, you got a front row seat to them nuclear missiles. All right.
We don't envisage doing anything more than that, and we wouldn't force anybody to have one because we can understand they may be reticent about it.
But the majority,
yeah, they won't force it on you. But Esau, Edom, all right, the elites of the society. All right, the beast system is going to force it upon people.
Staff have rejected the offer to be chipped.
The benefits, of just being able to open a door wouldn't really be sufficient for me to have something implanted in my body.
Yeah, well, so she's pretty much, opening doors and having the microchips not looking good for her. But I guarantee you, when she can't eat, all right, when she can't work, she gonna gladly take it.
I haven't got any concerns because obviously this is quite a small company, and I don't think it will be abused here.
I suppose somebody has got to be the trailblazer so that other people can see how it works. I don't want that to be me.
Jeff Watson sees huge potential, especially in the medical field, for those with illnesses such as diabetes.
Take a diabetic who collapses in the street and people don't know what to do. By the time the ambulance has arrived and worked things out, it may take hours before they're properly treated. Whereas a simple instruction read from the phone, my name is Joe Bloggs, please contact this number for my next of kin. I'm diabetic, please give me some sugar and it should make me feel better. Those kind of things could make life-changing advances for individuals.
The chips can be read by scanners installed in the latest mobile phones. So how easy would it be for a hacker to steal the information from the implants used by Alex and others?
Any technology is open to abuse, and anybody would be able to hack it. In order to hack these devices, it has to be held still for a period of time. At the moment, I think that takes about 3 to 4 hours to hack it. There we go, Lynn.
Thanks very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Alex's wife Lucy is not troubled by security concerns, but is looking forward to the second generation of chips.
Alex travels overseas.
See, so they just admitted it. There's going to be a second generation of these chips that's going to be far superior than the ones people are getting right now. All right, and they probably already got them. They just haven't released them, because they're waiting for when they make them mandatory, And they already got. There's already legislation here in America that they're talking about the microchip, all right. And the one in Arkansas, I believe it was the senator, one of the House representatives of Arkansas, was saying that the technology is here and it's coming to America. Brothers, look into that, because they know what gear it is, all right. They know what time it is, man.
An awful lot. Before he goes overseas, I have to do this whole packaging of medication, what medication he's on, and passports. I'm always worried about who has his passport. And so all of those things, it will eventually come into its own that he'll be able to use all of that information without me worrying about where it is or who it's with.
At present, Alex Lewis relies on a driver, but he hopes the next breed of implants will put him behind the wheel.
To be able to get into the car, to start it without any kind of key with the microchips, that would be fantastic. But it just opens up
bit more freedom for me.
Privacy International's Gus Hussain insists he's not a Luddite, a person opposed to new technology.
Every technology that comes along has to be treated with complete suspicion until we're able to sort out the ethical barriers around our actions.
I live an incredible life, a life that I'm incredibly happy to be living.
As this technology improves, the debate will intensify as to whether implants generate or diminish freedom, as well as the many shades of grey in between. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Malcolm Brabant in southern England.